Peace everybody, back with another video. This is breaking. Please remember in your prayers Mrs. Nydia Stone, Roger Stone's wife, who has been diagnosed with stage 3 cancers. Yes, so this is Roger Stone's wife here. As you can see, she does have stage 3 cancer. So please remember her in your prayers and send lots of prayers to her. She can use them right now. During Roger Stone's 2-year struggle against what we now know from declassified documents was the publicity-motivated Mueller investigation, I became a friend and spiritual advisor to Roger Stone and his wife Nydia. During this time, I have forged a wonderful friendship and bond with the Stone family based in our faith. Yes, so during Roger Stone's 2-year struggle against what we know is because of the declassified documents was the publicity-motivated Mueller investigation. The person became a friend and spiritual advisor to Roger Stone and his wife Nydia. The Stone family has asked me to announce that Roger Stone's wife, Nydia Bertrand de Espinosa Stone, Nydia Stone, has been diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, which has spread to her lungs. Nydia Stone is determined to wage both a medical and spiritual fight against this newly discovered and aggressive cancer. She is stoic, brave, and in good spirits. Yeah, so the family did ask whoever the person is to announce that Roger Stone's wife, Nydia, has been diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, which is spread to her lungs. Alright, so Nydia is determined to wage both a medical and spiritual fight against this newly discovered and aggressive cancer. Nydia was her husband's rock during his political persecution and trial, and I know she will face this new challenge with the same extraordinary courage that has characterized her life. The Stones have been married 30 years. Yeah, so Nydia was her husband's rock during his political persecution because Roger Stone got railroaded into something that wasn't true because of the Mueller reports and everything. So they lied on Roger Stone, saying, oh, he's this and that, and none of it was true. The Stones have been married for 30 years. So that's a very long time for them to be married. Nydia Stone was first seen by the American public when 29 heavily armed FBI agents arriving in 17 vehicles, a government helicopter, and 2 FBI amphibious units raided the Stones' Fort Lauderdale home in the pre-dawn hours of January 25th, 2020. Mrs. Stone was paraded in her night clothes by FBI agents from their home for the benefit of CNN news cameras, the only media outlet allowed in the secured area perimeters set up by the FBI. Yeah, so the FBI, they raided the Stones' house on January 25th, 2020. Mrs. Stone was paraded in her nightclothes by FBI agents from their home for the benefit of CNN. So in other words, CNN paid the FBI to go and raid the Stones' home in Florida, and they live in Fort Lauderdale. Alright, so this is what they didn't want Roger Stone to come out with the truth of what he knows. So the CNN say, hey, look, FBI, I got some money for you. So they paid him off and made up all these lies about Roger Stone. Mrs. Stone attended every day of her husband's trial in Washington, D.C. before Judge Amy Berman Jackson. Roger Stone was convicted by a D.C. jury despite the fact that jury forewoman Tamika Hart had attacked Roger Stone by name in 2019 on both Twitter and Facebook, as well as attacking President Trump. Regarding the actual case in which she has panicked as a jury, President Trump himself had called out at Hart, a Democrat who once ran for Congress, for that he said appeared to be her significant bias. Tamika Hart hid these posts using a private setting during jury selection and trial and deleted them after Stone's faulty conviction. The judge ruled that Hart's conduct did not constitute bias. So Mrs. Stone attended every day of her husband's life, and this was in Washington, D.C., before Judge Amy Berman Jackson. Roger Stone was convicted by a D.C. jury, of course, despite the fact that jury forewoman Tamika Hart had attacked Roger Stone by name in 2019 on both Twitter and Facebook. So she was going after him hard, and because she wanted him out of the way so that they could continue to go after the former president. But of course, all that's falling apart as it is, and so there's no way that the former president will be convicted of anything, because that's what they're trying to do right now, is convict him on some lame excuse that is not true. On November 3rd, 2020, the U.S. Justice Department, by court order, released the last remaining redacted sections of Mueller's classified report, in which the special prosecutor admitted that they had no factual evidence on Russian collusion, WikiLeaks collaboration, or any advanced knowledge of John Podesta's poisoned emails by Roger Stone. This information, which would have undercut Stone's prosecution for lying to Congress by demonstrating that he had neither knowledge nor motive to lie, was withheld from Stone at trial both by the judge and the prosecution. Needless to say, only the Washington Examiner and BuzzFeed reported this rare midnight release on the busiest media day of the year. So, November 3rd, 2020, last year, of course, we got the U.S. Justice Department, which is corrupt, literally, by court order, released the last remaining redacted sections of Mueller's classified report, in which the special prosecutor admitted that they had no factual evidence on Russian collusion. So Roger Stone was never, ever with the Russian collusion. So that's what they kind of figured, oh, well, Roger Stone's a spy for the Russia, this and that. No, that's not true. WikiLeaks collaboration or any advanced knowledge of John Podesta's poor-lined emails by Roger Stone. Well, we know how John Podesta is. Look at all his emails, how disgusting they are, and I mean, it is disgusting. I didn't even want to see it, but what you see is what you see. You can't unsee it. This information, which would have undercut Stone's prosecution for lying to Congress, well, they tricked him into lying. All right, they did. They tricked him into lying for Congress. They forced him to plead guilty, so they put him in prison for a while because they wanted him out of the way. They said, no, we're going to get Roger Stone out of the way. So that's what they did. Stone had a trial both by the judge. It was withheld from Stone at both trial by the judge and the prosecution. So everything was held from the public, and it still is, because they won't tell you the truth. President Donald J. Trump issued an unconditional pardon to Roger Stone on December 23rd, 2020, citing the bias of the judge as well as the misconduct of the jury forewoman, and concluding that Stone had not received a fair trial. After Nydia Stone released a video calling on President to issue clemency in her husband's case. So the former president issued an unconditional pardon to Roger Stone last year in December, citing the bias of the judge as well as misconduct of the jury. And of course, Nydia Stone released a video calling on President to issue clemency in her husband's case. So she wanted her husband to be there for Christmas. So this is why the former president issued a pardon. Last month, the Biden Justice Department sued Roger and Nydia Stone for $2.2 million in back taxes in a civil suit in which every legal and factual assertion by the Justice Department is demonstrably false. The Stones' formal response in federal court in this civil matter will be filed on June 15, 2020. Having been welcomed in the Stone family home, shared meals, and prayed with them, I can assert with certainty that the government's allegations that the Stones are somehow secretly living a lavish lifestyle is a reprehensible lie. Yeah, so they're lying, say that Roger Stone and his wife Nydia, who's the one with the stage 3 cancer, they trying to say, oh, that he's living a lavish life. No, he's not. He lives in Fort Lauderdale, so how is he living a lavish life if he's not a millionaire or billionaire like the left are? Alright, it's impossible for them to say, oh, he's living a lavish life. No, he's not. The Stones have been paying their taxes a little every month, as much as they can, because they're saying, oh, well, he owes money for back taxes. Really? The Stones have not underreported or failed to report any income or assets, and in truth, they still struggle to pay for the basic necessities of life, having been driven to the brink of bankruptcy by the publicity motive Mueller witch hunt. This lawsuit is politically motivated and is a transparent fraud upon the court, Roger Stone himself said last week. Yeah, so the Stones, they never underreported or failed to report any income or assets. All right, they never failed. They made sure they tell the IRS or whoever all of their assets and all of their income. Right? They report it to those people, whoever it is, the IRS or whoever else that he could be dealing with. Alright, and also Roger Stone said this lawsuit is politically motivated and a transparent fraud upon the court, Roger Stone himself said last week. As for Mrs. Stone, our thoughts and prayers are with her and her family at this difficult time. While the course of treatment for Mrs. Stone is not yet finally determined, the family has asked for privacy regarding Mrs. Stone's effort to beat this disease. Yeah, so Mrs. Stone wants privacy regarding efforts to beat the disease because of the stage 3 cancer. They don't know what treatment she will have. I don't know if they'll give her chemotherapy or whatever kind of therapy they'll give her to beat the cancer disease. So who knows what's going to be that she'll get. But do please keep your thoughts and prayers with Nydia Stone, Roger Stone's wife. Although the insurance that the Stones will have left will cover much of Nydia Stone's medical expenses, the Stones have no funds to pay for natural or homeopathic remedies that have been proven effective in the fight against cancer, as well as the basic necessity of living. Between internet censorship and the outrageous guilt by association claims by ABC News and others have failed to prove that Roger Stone had any involvement of knowledge of the illegal actions on January 6th, the Stones have been unable to rebuild their family finances and are struggling for necessities such as housing, utilities, gasoline, groceries, and medical care. Those who wish to help contribute to do so at, and of course here's the stonefamilyfund.com. Any contribution would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, so if you want to help Roger Stone and his wife Nydia, because you could donate to stonefamilyfund.com, and it also says any contribution would be greatly appreciated. On behalf of the Stone family, we appreciate the prayers of the millions of Americans who are praying for them and their families. So yes, so there are millions of Americans who are praying for them and their family because they want Mrs. Stone to get better. And so this way Nydia could still continue to be there for her husband, even though she is in a difficult situation right now. And it's really sad that she has to go through this. So yes, here again, here's Mrs. Roger Stone, Nydia, Roger Stone's wife. Please keep her in your prayers. She could really use them right now. And this is what she needs right now. Leave your comments below. I am out.